Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Meg's Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, I'm finally gonna officially show off all of my Blu Ray collection. I tried starting this series on and off throughout the year, but like I said, yesterday was a restart for me and it's going to keep going. So I thought, why not start with shelf number one, technically, because the top shelf is my collector's stuff. So this is technically shelf number one. So this is everything in alphabetical order. So this is, I've got a few ones that are just numbers. Then I've got A, B, C, and a part of D, because D is on the second shelf. But the reason why I'm doing it in parts is because I do actually have quite a lot to go through. So I thought it'd be easier just to do it in little snippets, like shelf by shelf. And yeah. Okay, so starting with the numbers. So I have 2001 A Space Odyssey. This was sent to me in subscriber mail. Still haven't watched it yet, but keep an eye out on my subscriber mail reviews. I will be watching this at some point. Next one is 300. I picked this up a while ago when me and my friend Sean had gone to Norwich for the day. And she said that this is a really good film. I still haven't watched it, so there's going to be a lot of never seen it's in this collection. Next one is 17 again. I really enjoy this film. Zac Efron and Matthew Perry. I had to think of the name then. This is such a fun film, and I do need to give this another rewatch because I haven't watched this in full in a while. 10 Things I Hate About You, an absolute classic of a film. Heath Ledger. I actually really like him in this film, quite surprisingly. The first time I'd seen him was as the Joker, so to watch him in a more romantic role was actually quite nice. And then to finish it off, I have 21 and 22 Jump Street. Now I have seen 21, I have not seen 22, so I will give them first one a rewatch and I'll give the second one a first time watch at some point. But I thought £3, I thought that weren't that bad. And it's a nice little slipcover thing as well. So it's sort of like individual and things like that. So yeah, I have those. And then on to my A's. So I have Anna and the Apocalypse. Now this is a weird zombie musical Christmas film. Yeah, I've just said all those genres in one sentence. This is a very weird film. This is one of my guilty pleasures. One of my favourite songs in this is Soldier at War. If you haven't listened to it, I seriously recommend you do, because it's such a fun bop. And I actually recommended this to my lovely manager, Sam, and because he likes musicals like me and things like that. And I was like, this is an odd film, and I know you like odd. And he enjoyed this film as well. So if you like the odd and unusual, this is one I would recommend. Then I have Arthur Christmas, which I'm now going to have to open it up because it's a loose disc. Don't know why that's in there. Okay. So yeah, I have Arthur Christmas here. This is a fun little Christmas film. Not my go-to Christmas film every year, but I do put it on my watch list at least for Christmas because it is cute. Now this one is The Art of Racing in the Rain. Jamie Powell sent this to me and I just fell in love with this film. This film makes me cry, makes me laugh, and it's such a good film. If you have not watched this, I seriously recommend you do. This is on Disney Plus, so do give it a watch. But I wanted it in my collection, so thanks to the lovely Jamie, he got it for me. And yeah, I just love this film. This is such a fun film. Then I have Ants, which yet again the discs are loose. What on earth have I got in here? I need to go through all my cases, man. So this is Ants. This is the only way you can get it on Blu-ray was from eBay. I do have the box sets of DreamWorks at the top there. I do want to get the big massive one at some point because that is a fun looking box set. Because at least that way I don't have this separate from everything else, because everything else is part of a collection set and this isn't, so it feels a bit odd. But yes, so I have Ants. I have Ant-Man. Annie, this is the 2000 and something? 2014 musical, and I actually really enjoyed this film. This is actually quite good. I need to do original versus remake of Annie because I did enjoy the one from years ago as well. The one Patrick Stewart in and Tim Curry. Next one is Anastasia. This is an absolute one of my favourite childhood movies. I grew up loving this film, and I always wanted the dress that Anastasia wore because it just looked so beautiful. But yeah, this is a fun little musical. Then I have An American Tail, Firefall Goes West. Now, this is the only American Tail film I've actually watched. I've not seen any of the others. So I will get around to watching them, but this is the one I did watch growing up. And I picked it up last year because I was going to do a 90s marathon during the month of August, because obviously that's my birthday month. But then I ended up not watching it, so I still need to give this a rewatch. The next two I'll do together, and that is Alice in Wonderland. So this is the live action one. So this is Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. I actually don't mind both these movies. They're cute, they're adorable, and they're fun to watch. These are a guilty pleasure. I'll do these all together. So this is the after films. So this is, I had to get them off eBay, and they were all, no, the first three I think are German. I think they might be German copies, but this one is American. So I have the first after film. Then I have, I think it's After We Collided, because this is called After Truth, so I'm trying to remember the titles. I think this is After We Collided. Then this is the third film. I can't remember what the third one's called. And then After Ever Happy. I am looking forward to watching the final one to see where this all ends. But yeah, this is one of my guilty pleasure set of films. Not everyone likes it, but I do. The Adjustment Bureau, this is one I still haven't watched, and this came in subscriber mail. So like I said, anything from my subscriber mail I will do reviews for in the future. So keep an eye out for that. Then I'll do all these together as well. So I have The Addams Family, this is live action. Addams Family Values, and then of course the animated Addams Family. I don't have the second one yet. I will eventually collect it. Just not sure when. Next one is Abduction, starring Taylor Lautner. I remember my mum picking this up for me because she knew I had a massive crush on Jacob from Twilight. So she picked this up for me, and I actually really enjoy this film. This is actually quite a good, fun, action-packed film. So if you haven't watched this and you do like Taylor Lautner, this is one I recommend. Now this one I have kept, and that is the Avengers Assembled box sets. This is all 4 films. Now even though I've got all 4 on 4K and on Steelbook, I had to keep this because I think this is an absolutely amazing find. I think this is really cool. So you can see why I kept it. This is an absolutely amazing box set. There was no way I was going to get rid of this. I found it in my local CEX and I looked at it and I just went, why on earth would you get rid of such a cool box set? Why? Just why? The next one is the Austin Powers trilogy box set. As soon as I saw this was coming out, I had to pick it up because I grew up with Austin Powers, and quite funnily enough, I actually borrowed these films off my Uncle Graham. He had all these weird films like Scary Movie and Austin Powers, so that's where I got into the weird films. But yeah, so Austin Powers, I had to pick this up because that was all 3 films on Blu-ray. Then I have Aquaman, which I'm currently rewatching all the DC films to do a DCEU ranking, so keep an eye out for that. And then I have the Angry Birds movie. I do not have the second one. I will eventually get it. I am a completionist. I don't mind these films. They're okay. They're nothing special, but, you know, I don't mind returning to them time to time. Now on to the letter B. So we have Bad Boys 1 and 2. This, yet again, subscriber mail. I haven't got the third one. I will eventually get that at some point. But I look forward to watching the second one because I've seen the first one quite a few times, but I still haven't fully watched the second one. I went to watch it one day and then I actually fell asleep because I watched it in bed. Very stupid idea. But yeah, so I look forward to watching the other 2. The next 2 I have are the Bad Neighbours films. So I have Bad Neighbours 1 and Bad Neighbours 2. Then I have The Backup Plan. The Boss. This is one I haven't seen yet. So yet again, I've never seen it film. Boss Baby 2, The Family Business. Like I said, this is another one where I wish it was part of a collection set so I can keep it all together. But there you go. Then I have Bohemian Rhapsody. Blockers. I remember going to see this film in the cinema and absolutely loving this film. This is hilarious. It's weird. It's fun. If you haven't watched it, I seriously recommend you do. Then I have the Blade trilogy. I actually really enjoy all three films. There's not one I dislike at all. And I look forward to giving these a rewatch at some point. Then I have Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Whew, long title. This is a really enjoyable film for me. I know not a lot of people were massive fans of this, but I was, and I love Harley Quinn as a character. I think she's a badass, and I wish I was badass like her. Then I have Bill and Ted, The Most Excellent Collection. As soon as I saw this was advertised on HMV, I had to pre-order it, and I'm so glad I have it. It is all three on Blu-ray, and I haven't watched these in some time, so yet again, another set of films I need to rewatch. Then I have the live-action Beauty and the Beast. Baywatch, which I still haven't watched because when I put this in, about 10 minutes in, it wouldn't play anymore, and I'm not sure if it's due to my downstairs Blu-ray player or if it's the disc itself. So I do still need to give this another go, because I would like to see how the rest of this went, but at the moment I'm not sure if it's the disc or the player. Then I have the Batman 4-film collection. So this is the one with Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. And I just actually recently watched the Flash movie, and I kind of want to watch some Michael Keaton. So I might be watching the Batman films at some point. Then I have Bad Mums. I don't have Bad Mums Christmas. I will add that to my collection at some point. But this is a fun little movie, and the Christmas film weren't too bad either. Then, of course, I have Back to the Future, the trilogy. I have it on all different kinds of formats because this is one of my absolute favourite films of all time. So, of course, there was no way I was getting rid of this. Burke and Hare. I picked this up randomly in CEX just because it had Simon Pegg in it, and I do like Simon Pegg. But I haven't seen it still, so let me know in the comments down below. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the film that the TV show is based on. I actually have a guilty pleasure for this film. I know this wasn't a massive thing. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy this film, but I found it cheesy, and I love me a bit of cheese. So, and if it weren't for this film, I don't think we would have got the TV show. So, thank you very much. Then I have Bride Wars. Carrying on the bride theme. Bridesmaids. The Breakfast Club, absolute classic. The Bounty Hunter. The Blind Side, absolute amazing film. If you haven't watched it, seriously recommend you do. And then funny enough, I have the Blair Witch films. Now I have Blair Witch and the requel, as they call it. So I am currently rewatching the Blair Witch films because obviously I watched this as part of my 52-week movie challenge. Just watched the second one today, and I will be watching this one tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, I just hit myself. So yeah, I don't have the second one because as much as I'm a completionist, I actually kind of don't want it in my collection. I know. So next one is Birdcage. This is so funny. Robin Williams, Nathan Lyon. If you haven't watched this one, I seriously recommend you do. And I have Big. The next two I'll do together, I'll have Beethoven and Beethoven Second. Now I do have all 8 films on DVD format, but I have these 2 on Blu-ray. And then finishing off my Bs, I have Bad Teacher. So now we're going on to the Cs. So I've actually got the most letter I have on the shelf is B. So first thing is Central Intelligence. I need more Rock and Kevin Hart films because they're hilarious together. Cruella, an absolutely amazing film, and I look forward to seeing the sequel. Coyote Ugly. Corpse Bride. Clown. Now, I still haven't watched this film. My friend Evander, when we went on our first Blu-ray hunt together, recommended this film. I still haven't watched it. I will watch it, I promise. But it's just getting around to it. That might be just a Halloween watch, I think. Next two I'll do together, and that is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2. Then I have Cirque du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. I love me some vampire films. And I have Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol. This is one of the only Jim Carrey films that actually creeps me out. Yep. Then I have Casper. Captain Phillips. This is one I still haven't watched. I will give this a watch eventually, just not sure when. Cable Guy. One of my favourite Jim Carrey films. Cabin in the Woods. This was sent to me as subscriber mail. Then I have the Child's Play set. So I have all 7 films here, and then I have the remake. Then I have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So this is the one with Johnny Depp. Then these I'll do together. So I have Charlie's Angels 1, Full Throttle, and the remake, kind of, sort of like reboot kind of thing. I really enjoy all of these films. They are fun, but the main trilogy are my absolute favourite. The main 2 are my favourite. Chaos Walking. I have only watched this once, and you know what? I actually can't remember if I enjoyed this or not. So, yeah, when I rewatch it, I'll let you know. Next one is Coming to America. I do have the first one, but it is on 4K, but this didn't get a 4K release. Then I have Clueless. I have Cats and Dogs 1 and 2. I have not seen the third one. Kind of going to put it off until I eventually watch these 2 again. But the Cats and Dogs, the first one, I grew up with, so that's why I had to have it in my collection. And then I have the remake of Candyman. I do have the first one, but because it's part of my Arrow set, it's in the collector's thing. And then finishing it off with the beginning of my Ds. It's not all of them, but it is just a couple of them. So I have Don't Worry Darling. Jamie picked this up for me whilst we were in Brighton. And still haven't watched it yet. I will get there eventually. But I do look forward to watching it. Yet again, another one I haven't watched, and that is The Disaster Artist. I know this is based around The Room, I believe, which is another film I haven't seen. So I feel like I might have to watch The Room before I watch this one, but that's in the list. Then I have Dirty Dancing. Deadpool. I do have Deadpool 2, but it is on 4K, so I need to upgrade this one to 4K at some point. And then to finish it off, Daddy's Home 1 and 2. So yes, so that is shelf number 1. So shelf number 2 will be the rest of the Ds, and then goes to the beginning of my Is. So that'll be the next one, which I'll probably do. I think I've got a plan for Monday, I think. But I'll let you guys know. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the beginning of my Blu Ray collection. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And also leave me your comments and thoughts on this collection. Is there any you recommend that I add? Is there any that you don't have that I have? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!